Hello, welcome back to episode 11 of my NBA 2K22 Toronto Raptors MyGM series. We're going to jump straight into this episode in the middle of the fourth quarter against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. The current score is 98 to 106, and we're down by 8 points, which isn't the best. I mean, if you didn't watch last episode, this game will basically decide our seeding for the play-in game, which means if we lose we could be facing instant elimination. You would have just seen SGA foul Julius Randle there, and we challenged the play. We ended up losing the challenge, but you know, it is what it is. Randle makes the first and misses the second. We convert that into an open buddy 3, which puts us at a 6-point deficit. Both of our teams have a few messy plays before Evan Fournier drills a mid-range shot, and we use that as an opportunity to just call a timeout. We keep LeVert on the bench because he's extremely tired from earlier in the game, and straight out of the timeout, Scotty and SGA run this pick and roll, which results in a vicious slam for the rookie. Miles Turner gets a huge block on Julius Randle, but the Knicks convert a Derrick Rose floater along the baseline the next play, and that extends it to an 8-point lead. We fluff up offensively over the next few plays, and then we can't stop the cutting RJ Barrett, who lays it in to make it a 10-point game. Shea comes back down the other end with his own dunk, and the Knicks are the ones who call it the timeout this time. We actually try something semi-risky here by shifting Scotty Barnes to play center, and running Shea, Buddy, Karras and OG in that order. We manage to play really strong defensively and get a LeVert layup on the other end, followed by two beauties from SGA. Our defense continues to go strong as OG disrupts Julius Randle on a layup attempt. 20 seconds later we try running a play for a Buddy Hield 3, but Karras sees the open lane and takes a tough layup to make it a 2-point game. Following a really odd play by Randle, who chucks up a shot with 12 seconds on the shot clock, we come down with an early chance in transition to get a 1-point lead, and we fall short. However, Scotty Barnes grabs the rebound over a swarm of Knicks defenders and swings it back out to the perimeter. We play around with a few options but manage to set up an OG and Karras pick and roll, which Karras slams in to tie the game with 5.3 remaining. OG defends Julius Randle perfectly on the final attempt of the game, and we head to OT. I mean, looking at it like this, OT is exactly where we want to be. We were down 10 with 2 minutes remaining, and this gives us a chance to pretty much start from scratch. We get an early fourth foul on Caris LeVert, but Miles Turner manages to get a clean block on Fournier, and SGA soars in for this beautiful layup for the first points of the OT period. We try a really risky pass and Kemba steals the ball, but they clunk the layup on the other side, so no worries there. Off of a different shot from the Knicks, Scotty finds himself in the perfect lane for a layup. Can I just mention, Scotty has 10, 16 and 7 at this point. All I can say is wow. Miles Turner gets his second block of the period, and we turn that into another lovely layup from Shea, who finds a way to put it in over Randle. At this point I had to check if we were still in Hall of Fame difficulty, and we were, so you know, happy days. Scotty gets a block on Randle and his 17th board of the game before sending it to OG for the potential dagger. He misses and Randle hits a close range shot to bring them back within 4. We go back and forth for the next 2 minutes with little purpose until Kemba Walker makes this heavily contested close jumper to make it a 2-point game. Kemba at this point had been 3 for 10 with only 8 points as the graphic shows, so it's kind of interesting that he hit that big shot. The following play we struggle to get anything going for the full duration of the shot clock, but end up with a wide open Miles Turner for 3. Miles Turner only had 8 points up until that point, but he hit what could probably be the biggest shot of the game, plus his blocks were a huge part of our success up until now as well, so he's definitely the OT MVP so far. The Knicks draw up this play where Julius Randle dribbles around Scotty for the open layup, and look, it's only a 3-point game. Shea, who arguably had a number of options or could have driven it for a better shot, pulls up for a mid-range and gets blocked, which puts our entire game in jeopardy. The score sits at 122 to 119, with the Knicks having a solid 22.8 seconds to tie the game. Evan Fournier rushes the next shot, possibly with ambitions to win the game in this overtime, They decide to play the foul game and SGA hits both of his free throws to make it a 5-point game once again. Fournier's ambitions look like they might start to pay off as he hits this wide open 3 to make it a 2-point game. Karras gets the ball and drills both free throws to make the score 126 to 122. Finally, Fournier takes this horrible shot to end the game, and we win. So that secures our position in the 8th seed, meaning we're going to be going up against the Miami Heat in the first play-in game. I think this was a really big win, considering the New York Knicks were the 6th seed, and we may be facing them if we make a run in the playoffs, but I highly doubt it, considering the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics are the 2 teams at the 1 and 2 seed who will end up having potential to verse. SGA gets the post-game interview, but this bloke in the red velvet suit was right in front of the camera, so there's no point really listening to it. If you know who this dude is, please let me know. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this one. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to be starting our play-in journey.